Hey guys, welcome to Criminally Focused. My name is Desiree, and whether you're new to my channel or you're a returning viewer, I am so happy to have you here. Today, we are going to be talking about the mysterious death of 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson from North Carolina. On October 28th, Shanquella traveled to Cabo, Mexico, with 6 people she considered to be some of her closest friends. However, within 24 hours, Shanquella would be dead, and these so-called friends weren't talking. Not honestly, at least. With a video that has gone viral the past couple of days, showing Shanquella clearly being brutally beaten just prior to her death, you would think that this case would be cut and dry. Nope, not today. So, let's not waste any more time, and let's jump into it. So, as we discussed, Shanquella traveled to Cabo, Mexico with 6 of these individuals on October 28th. They apparently were going to Mexico to celebrate one of their birthdays. So, it's said that the group apparently rented a villa in San Jose, Cabo. According to CaboVillas.com, Villa Linda 32 is a 6,049 square foot property with 5 bedrooms, 5 full bathrooms, and 2.5 baths. According to this site, quote unquote, spacious and stylish, Villa Linda offers everything you could desire for a comfortable escape in a magnificent setting. The website goes on to describe the villas as having marble flooring, granite counters, a media room, and attractive bedroom suites. Outside, take a dip in your pool, complete with a swim-up bar. Head to the rooftop deck to enjoy views of the Sea of Cortez. Sounds like the perfect trip, right? Heading off to Mexico with your friends, gonna be drinking, going to the beach, laying out in the sun. Well, as we know, this was not the case for Shanquella Robinson. But what did happen? What do we know happened, anyways? There isn't a lot of information out as of now, but I'll tell you what we do know. After arriving in Mexico, Shanquella spoke with her mother, Salamandra, but ended their conversation saying that the group was planning on getting dinner. Salamandra mentioned that, although her daughter was in another country, she felt comforted by the fact that she was with a group of her friends, one of which she considered to be her bestie. Little did her mother know that the next communication she would have with that so-called bestie, who would lie to her and cover up the dire situation Shanquella was in. Shanquella's bestie, his name is Khalil Cook, and he went on to explain to Shanquella's mother that Shanquella hadn't been feeling good, she had been throwing up, and he suspected it had been due to drinking. So Khalil would go on to promise Salamandra that he would keep her updated on what was going on with Shanquella. The next conversation they had was where Khalil called and said that there were now paramedics working on Shanquella, trying to get a pulse. But unfortunately, they were not able to, and that she had died due to alcohol poisoning. At 3 p.m. on October 29th, Shanquella was pronounced dead.
It was supposed to be a fun, long weekend for 25-year-old Shanquella Robinson and her group of friends who went to Cabo to celebrate one of their birthdays.
She told me they had a chef. They was getting ready to eat. They was eating tacos, something, salad or something they was eating. And I said, well, okay, I love you. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. And I never talked to my child again, and she never made it back home.
So as I mentioned earlier, there is a video, or was, I don't know if it's still online, that shows Shanquella being brutally beaten by one of her friends, Dejanay Jackson. In this video, you can clearly see Shanquella sitting on the ground while her friend, Dejanay Jackson, whoops her ass. And trust me, I don't say that in any type of disrespect to Shanquella or her family. I'm saying that because the brutality of this beating was horrific. So in this video, you can see Shanquella sitting there as Dejanay does her thing. And Shanquella is helpless, naked, completely defenseless. The video goes on, and you can hear one of her friends in the background clearly say, "Quilla, are you going to get up? Can you fight back?" And she responds, "No." Yep, you heard that right. She said no, she was not going to fight back. Yet the beating continued, and her friends, her so-called friends, continued to record it. That is disgusting. The next day, these so-called friends would travel back to North Carolina with Shanquella's luggage, leaving her body behind. As their cover-up continued, they each pretended to mourn Shanquella's death. However, each offered a different version of events.
Each one of the people that was there with her was telling different stories.
It's when the family made calls to the FBI and Mexican authorities that they learned of another potential cause of death.
The autopsy came back. They said it didn't have anything to do with alcohol. Said that she had a broken neck, and her spine in the back was cracked. She had been beaten.
Queen City News has spoken with officials at the U.S. State Department in Mexico who refute the claim that Robinson was murdered, saying the police's initial indication is that there was no clear evidence of foul play. Here in Charlotte, her family refuses to believe their daughter's death was an accident.
It's like a nightmare, man. It's I can't even sleep. I'm just frustrated. My heart is just aching, man. And, as a father, man,
Robinson's family has been pleading for answers after Robinson's death certificate showed she died of severe spinal cord injury and atlas luxation.
So, what exactly is atlas luxation? The word luxation refers to the dislocation of part of the anatomy, and atlas is the name of the first cervical vertebrae, or the top bone in your spine. So basically, atlas luxation means that the top vertebrae is moved from where it's supposed to be. So why isn't this an open and shut case? It really seems like it should be, right? Well, I did a little research, and I'm obviously no lawyer, so go and do your own research. But I looked into it, and basically, since Shanquella's murder happened in Mexico, the U.S. has no jurisdiction. And because Mexican authorities, in my opinion, have said that although Shanquella was found beaten and unresponsive with a broken neck, there was no evidence of foul play. It just happened. And since they aren't willing to press charges, these backstabbing, pathetic excuse for friends will remain free. According to a few of the attorneys that I listened to, the next step, the only step for Shanquella's family, would be to file a civil lawsuit. And in this lawsuit, they could claim wrongful death. Now, since that video of the true events of that night was posted online, there has been some updates in the case. Friends are all starting to turn on each other. Allegedly, there is another video that the friends have that shows a different friend jumping into this fight. In this video, Winter Donovan can allegedly be seen grabbing Shanquella by her neck and body slamming her on the ground. Dang. Now, considering the extent of Shanquella's injuries, I think it's safe to say being grabbed by her neck and body slammed into the ground could cause that. My thoughts and prayers go out to Shanquella's family and friends. I pray that there's justice somehow.
through the grace of God, I think I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, sir. God not gonna fail me. It's gonna come out. It's gonna come out.
So, what can we learn from this? I think that today it's very important that we pick and choose our friends wisely. You can only have a few ride or die friends, and make sure you choose those friends carefully. All right, guys. Well, as always, I hate reporting on the crime, but I'm happy to have you here. Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe to hear more videos from your girl. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.